Different.
Defense of the desert, which is altogether different from the conventional defense. Like in Punjab, we take different techniques of taking defense, and in desert we take different techniques. Like over here, we use noodle points to take up defense because over here enemy can come from anywhere. The desert has a vast area over here, and enemy can bypass and come even from the rear of the own locations.
पंजाब की निस्बत इसलिए मुश्किल है क्योंकि यहाँ पर एक तो सिमत रानी बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल है। यहाँ पर सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको देखने में सिर्फ एक जैसे टीले नज़र आएंगे। यहाँ पर आपको मुशाबत रखते हैं, यहाँ पर पता नहीं चलेगा कि आपकी दूसरी डिप्लॉयमेंट किस तरीके से है और किधर है। यहाँ पर टैंक के लिए बासानी हरकत हो सकती है, लेकिन बाकी गाड़ियों के लिए काफ़ी मुश्किलात का सामना करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि एक दफ़ा अगर हवा ज़्यादा चल जाए तो ट्रैक ख़त्म हो जाते हैं। अगर हेडक्वार्टर से या कहीं से कोई चीज़ ले जानी हो तो वहाँ पर फिर दोबारा पहुँचना मुश्किल हो जाता है। आगे ट्रेंचेस खोदने बहुत मुश्किल होते हैं। इम्प्रोवाइज बंदोबस्त के जरिए हम मोर्चे बनाते हैं, लेकिन उसके बावजूद अगर थोड़ी सी भी उनको धमक लग जाए या कोई मसला बन जाए तो फ़ौरन वो मोर्चे हमारा दिफा कमज़ोर हो जाता है और इस तरीके से हमें मुश्किलात का सामना करना पड़ता है।
So, what is the bottom line about desert operations and survival?
It is difficult for the one who is not trained, and it is not difficult for the one who is trained. I would say that desert is fortress for the one who is trained, and it is graveyard for the one who is not trained.
Stay tuned. More on the infantry is coming up. Considering the difficult logistics of desert warfare, there are times when a raid cannot be conducted, especially where there is heavy enemy presence. Because not only is it onerous to logistically support a large force, a sizable formation can also be easily detected by enemy observers because of the desert's terrain. That's when these guys come in. This is an infantry sniper team. A sniper is a highly trained marksman who shoots targets from concealed positions and distances exceeding the capabilities of regular infantry personnel. Snipers typically have specialized training and distinct high-precision rifles. In this case, the weapon these snipers have been equipped with is an Austrian-made Steyr 69. Because some sniper missions can go on for days, in addition to marksmanship, military snipers are also trained in camouflage, fieldcraft, infiltration, reconnaissance and observation techniques.
सबसे पहले जब स्नाइपर को बनने के लिए उसका एक जिस्मानी लिहाज से उसको जो है फिट होना चाहिए, उसकी जो है काबिलियत को देखना चाहिए, एक अच्छा सा फायरर होना चाहिए, उसमें कुव्वत बर्दाश्त होने चाहिए, क्योंकि स्नाइपर का रोल इस तरह है कि उसको शायद हो सके कि किसी मिशन पे जाने के लिए उसको 3 या 4 दिन या 5 दिन भी उसको वहाँ पर क़याम करना पड़ता है। तो लिहाजा उसको इस तरह होना चाहिए कि उसकी जिस्मानी और ज़हनी और मुश्किल हालात में जो है कहते हैं वो अपने आप को अपना फैसला खुद कर सके अच्छी तरीके से।
स्निपर होता है उसमें सबसे पहली बात यह है कि वो बेस्ट फायरर होना चाहिए। दूसरी बात यह है कि उसमें रात को देखने और दिन को नजर आने की देखने की सलाहियत उसमें मौजूद हो, और उसमें सब्र और बर्दाश्त का मादा हो, जिस्मानी और जहनी तौर पे वो ठीक ठाक हो, यानी किसी किस्म की परेशानी उसके पास ना हो। उसकी जो स्निपर चाल है, सही तरीके से वो जानता हो, दबी चाल है, चीता चाल है, स्निपर क्रॉल है, वो आसानी से वो कर सके।
Besides recon, the sniper's task is to reduce the enemy's fighting ability by striking at a small number of high-value targets, especially officers and communication personnel. Sniper tactics have a significant effect on the enemy's morale, and snipers play a key role in a psychological strategy to induce constant stress in opposing forces.
मुल्क की हालात के लिहाज से भी और जिस तरह वाना ऑपरेशन हो गए या सवाद ऑपरेशन हो गए, इसके खातिर भी देखे तो स्नाइपर का काम सबसे अहम होता है।
जंगी हालत में स्निपर का किरदार बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि स्निपर दुश्मन को डीमोरल करने के लिए उसके कमांडर को मारा जाता है, सिग्नल को मारा जाता है, जो खास किस्म के पर्दे होते हैं उसमें उसको मारने के लिए जो है स्निपर होता है। जब उस कमांडर को मारा जाए, सिग्नल को मारा जाए, तो उसके जो हमला होता है, टेक जो कुछ भी होता है, उसमें काफ़ी लोग डिमोरल हो जाते हैं, काफ़ी उसमें डिले हो जाती है।
It takes more than being the best shot in a unit to be a good sniper. A sniper must have the ability to accurately estimate the various factors that influence a bullet's trajectory: range, wind direction, wind velocity, altitude, elevation, and even temperature. If a sniper misses, he's usually done for, because the sound of his rifle can probably reveal his position, and he has no heavy artillery to back him up. Snipers follow the one-shot, one-kill doctrine of not missing. Snipers have always had a varied reputation. To those whom they serve, they are heroes. But because they choose their targets in such a mechanical way, snipers are universally hated by opposing forces. In fact, they are trained with the assumption that if they are ever captured, there is a high risk that they will be summarily executed. That's why a good sniper leaves nothing to chance. Snipers are lone rangers. They have to learn to survive and operate on their own. But certain infantry tactics rely on clockwork-like coordination between a number of troops. That's key to infiltration. Infiltration involves a small, lightly equipped infantry force attacking enemy rear areas while bypassing the enemy's frontline strong points and isolating them from attacks by follow-up troops with heavier weapons. This is the setup. This section has to infiltrate enemy territory and destroy a bunker which has been hindering troop movement. The mission commander, a captain, has to brief his section before infiltrating. Because a small number of troops are involved, every soldier has an important role to play. It's vital that everyone is on the same page. As they fan out, there are two fire teams of this section. One, headed by the captain, has to frontally engage the bunker with machine gun fire. The second has to dispose of the enemy sentry and ambush the bunker from the rear. That fire team is headed by the captain's second in command, his 2IC. The captain and his 2IC have to share the mission objectives. Even though the captain outranks the 2IC, who is a junior commissioned officer, he has to communicate and consult all forward movement with him. Considering that the army is a hierarchical superstructure where there is a clear line between superiors and subordinates, this mission demands equity of status on the front line, as that is needed to achieve the objective.
Everybody in my section or in any section has to play a very vital role. Like I am a team commander, a person who is carrying the LMG in my team, he has his own importance, I can't ignore him. Then my 2IC, who is shoulder to shoulder with me in any situation, he and me discuss the situation. Even I discuss the situation with my personnel and I seek their knowledge on the issue, and then we plan any operation. It is not like that I have planned an operation. Definitely troops participating with me, they are important. They have an equal task to play as I am going to play.
As the captain and his 2IC lead their fire teams into position, they are no longer in contact. The captain has to rely on the 2IC to make the right call regarding his fire team. The action begins. Before the frontal assault is launched, the sentry has to be taken out. A designated soldier executes this move and falls back. Then, the captain gives the go-ahead to the machine gunner to open fire. The simulated enemy troops respond. Though they were not well prepared, their bunker gives them a position of advantage. It will not be easy taking them head-on. They have to be breached from the rear.